Have you ever thought about asking the neighbors questions before you buy a house? Hey everyone, Rich Dallas, Berkshire Hathaway, the Dallas-Fincham team, and on today's episode of Q&A Sunday, we're going to cover 5 clever questions to ask the neighbors before you buy a house. Yes, you can talk to the neighbors. If you see a neighbor outside, there is nothing to stop you from stopping by and just saying, hello, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house in this neighborhood. What do you think of it? That's number one. Number one question would be, what's it like living here? They're going to be able to tell you if 6 months out of the year, traffic's bad and the other half it's not because people leave for the summer, or half of the year we get a great breeze and the other half of the year we don't. Those are the little things that they're going to be able to be insightful on and be able to tell you a little bit more about it. One of the other questions is, if you could change anything about where you live, what would it be? So that there can open up a whole wide range of topics of, oh my gosh, I would love it if X, Y, or Z were different. And that would just be something that you might be able to take into consideration and be like, ooh, I never thought of that. I never would have, I don't want to live in a neighborhood where that's an issue, or, whatever. Or, oh, wow, that sounds great. I love the fact that, we have 5 block parties a year, but maybe they don't like that they have 5 block parties a year. Who knows? So it just lets a little bit of more insight in your world. How safe is it? Now you can go and you can find out all that about, on the crime, the police websites and all that stuff. But ask a neighbor. Ask a neighbor. Most of the neighbors are probably going to say, "I don't even lock my doors." That's a very common thing here in Pittsburgh, that people don't lock their doors because the neighborhoods are generally pretty safe. Obviously, there's certain areas that you would, but that's the thing. One of the other questions: how do people socialize? Is it a neighborhood where everybody closes their garage door as soon as they get in and nobody goes outside? Or is it a neighborhood where everybody hangs out on their front porch, walks their dogs, and says hello to everybody? Do you wave to everybody as you go through the neighborhood? Those are little things that make a neighborhood, feel a little bit more like home. And depending on what you want, you might be that neighbor who wants to go home and not socialize. You might be that neighbor who wants to go out and you want to socialize all the time. So now, another one, what's the commute like? Now, that might be specific to depending on who you ask, because you could be asking a stay-at-home mom, you can ask a person who works from home now, or it could be somebody that works in downtown Pittsburgh. Now, that question is obviously going to be, wide range of what you get. But again, they're going to be able to tell you it's busy during rush hour, it's busy during when the schools come in and out, it's busy here, it's busy there, or it's not busy here or there or whatever. Now, another bonus question, number 6, would be, is it kid friendly? Now, you can't ask an agent that question. You can't ask an agent most of these questions, because most of these questions get into fair housing, and that's why you have to ask the neighbors these questions, because as an agent, I am not allowed to tell you if it's kid friendly. The answer to that question is, do you see playgrounds or play sets in the back of people's neighborhoods? Do you see basketball hoops? That's a good sign that there's kids in the neighborhood, but I'm not allowed to tell you if it is or isn't a good neighborhood for kids, because what I say might not be the same definition of good for you. Now, those were 5 questions with the 1 bonus question on what to ask neighbors before you're buying a house. So don't forget to do your homework and ask around. You never know who you know in that neighborhood, and if you just see somebody outside, stop them and ask them. Again, Rich Dallas, Berkshire Hathaway, Dallas-Fincham team. Fantastic to see you on this Sunday. If you have any questions you want to see on a future episode, let me know. 412-965-6387. If you have any questions about the market in general, what's happening in your world, your neighborhood, reach out to me or somebody on the team, and we would love to talk you through the whole process. Take care.